back to my channel. Welcome to a lazy Sunday that I'm just absolutely not guilty about having. Why? Does my voice sound weird? You ever just become like really hyper aware of yourself? Anyway, so I thought today, since it's just an easy, lazy Sunday, I'm not doing much, I could film a little bake with me. And as much as I'd love to just like curl up on the couch and keep watching YouTube and movies for the rest of the day, I, one, should be productive to some extent today, just to feel like I'm productive, I don't know. And two, I have not baked, other than sourdough, I have not baked something. I'm not sure, how long has it been? Assuming I have a picture of whatever the last thing is that I baked. Okay, I made some peach cobbler back on July 8th. It is August 13th. That's sad. So we're going to bake. We're definitely going to be making a dessert. I just fed my starter because I do need to make sourdough. We all know that's a whole long process and nothing has changed in terms of my process, so I'll see how much of that I film. But yeah, we're definitely gonna make a dessert today. Definitely gonna be drinking coffee today. So let's just get right into it, I guess. Maybe you're having a lazy Sunday. Maybe you need some motivation. Maybe you want to sit back and relax and watch a baking video. Maybe you want to bake along with me. I'm not really sure. But if you do, I'm using all King Arthur recipes today. This is a recipe that I've made before, I think probably about a year ago. I don't know. But I'm gonna be making, this is page 403. I hope that's in focus. A chocolate mousse tart. I'm just gonna follow the recipe for chocolate mousse here, and then I'm actually gonna be doing the pâte sucré for the tart, which is, I flipped right to it, page 367. So that's how I did it before, and it turned out really fabulous, so I'm very excited. Okay, so first things first, change this camera angle. Also, the lighting in this part of the apartment is just absolutely tragic because the lighting everywhere else is so great, so a problem to solve for another day. But first things first for the tart, for the chocolate mousse, I need to have softened cream cheese and softened butter, things that I probably should have thought about, you know, a couple hours ago, but better late than never. All right, 8 ounces of cream cheese. And then we need 2 tablespoons of butter. Okay, so for the pâte sucré, I hope I'm saying that right. I'm probably not. My apologies to the French. We need flour. We need a whole stick of cold butter, 1 egg yolk, salt, vanilla, sugar, and water. And then this recipe says that you can do a teaspoon of non-fat dry milk, but it's optional and I don't have that, so it will remain optional. And then I have my tart pan. What size tart pan is this? I believe this is a 9-inch tart pan. It's the smaller of the two. The last time I did this recipe, I used the bigger tart pan because I assumed the biggest one would be, I don't know. I messed it up. The pâte sucré ended up being like really thin. It was still tasty, it still worked out. It didn't like crack or, you know, filling didn't escape, but it was very thin. And I realized it's because I used the wrong size, so this should be the right size. Let's move this camera angle, shall we? First thing I'm going to do is to cut up the butter just so it's ready. Doesn't need to be perfect. As long as it's cut up, it's good. Actually kind of warm in here, so I'm gonna throw this back in the fridge just for a minute. So next we got our dry ingredients. Next up, we're gonna do the wet ingredients so we can whisk together the egg yolk, the vanilla, and the water. Normally when I'm making recipes, I only need to use part of, hello, I'm here. Only use part of an egg, either the white or the yolk. If I need to use the yolk, I'll normally keep the whites because I could find some use for them, but I genuinely, this is one singular egg white. I truthfully don't see myself using that within the next like 2 days. So I'm gonna just split the egg over the trash and get rid of it. So I'll be right back. Now I'm going to work very quickly to get this butter into the flour before it fully melts. Maybe one day I'll actually get a pastry cutting tool, is that what it's called? Where, you know, my hands don't have to come into contact with the butter to speed up that melting process. But for now, this will have to do. Okay, in retrospect, I probably should have just like pulsed the mixture a few times in the food processor to get it all incorporated, because I forgot how the ratio of butter to other like dry ingredients in that recipe, it's not 2 to 1. Maybe it's about 2 to 1. I don't know. Basically, there's a lot of butter. So in order to get it all like perfectly mixed up and not have clumps of butter, like you need something that's really gonna like shred it apart. And my warm thingies just ain't gonna do that. A lot of the butter I think melted before I put it back in the fridge. And there might be some like globs of butter, but I mean, when you're biting into a buttery tart, it's kind of what you expect. So it may not look the prettiest, but it gets the job done. So that needs to sit in the fridge for at least 30 minutes because of how warm it got. It is also, in retrospect, I probably should turn my AC on, but it's kind of nice, so I didn't want to. But I'm gonna let this sit for 30 minutes, and then we can preheat the oven and bake it. As you can probably imagine, the cream cheese and butter still aren't softened, so I'm not gonna make the chocolate mousse yet, and I don't need to anyway, but I figured in the meantime, I could show you, we could check on the sourdough starter together and see how that's going. Pit stop to check on the assistant who is sleeping very adorably on the job. This is literally what she does all day. Okay, so ignore the mess, but I have it sitting in a sunny window to hopefully speed up the process, but as you can tell, based on the purple line, it hasn't done much. I'm also kind of worried because the last time I made sourdough, which was last week, thinking about it now, I don't think I fed my starter again after that. And the last time I fed it before then, I think was like 2 weeks before that, because there was a week recently that I didn't make sourdough. So my starter that has been in the fridge, I took it out and it just like looked very not great. So we'll see if this even works. I'm sure it's fine. Maybe it's just gonna take a little bit longer, which is disappointing because it's already, I don't know what time it is. It's probably like getting close to 11 or 12. And as we know, sourdough is a whole process the first day. So I might be up quite late, you know, folding and doing all the things I need to do to get the sourdough started. It's quite warm in this room, actually. As you can see, the sun is much better in here than anywhere else in the apartment. Hopefully this perks up soon. It looks like something's changing. Maybe that's just what I'm telling myself, but. Okay, so it's been about 30 minutes, probably more than 30 minutes, and our tart crust is cold and, I told y'all, very blotchy with butter, but it's gonna taste good, that's all that matters. So I just forked it. Sorry, I'm immature, never not be funny. I just took a fork to the crust to poke some holes in it. I'm now going to put some pie weights, or in my case, red beans, into it. I don't have any parchment paper, so we're gonna do tin foil and hopefully it doesn't stick. I guess I could like spray it. I mean, it's full of butter. I also want to reuse the tin foil. Okay, so the oven's preheated to 375. Actually, that's a lie. It's preheated to like a little less than 325 because this old ass gas stove oven, whatever. She's old. It's always about 50 degrees warmer than what it's supposed to be, so I always have to account for that when I'm especially baking and doing like sourdough and stuff. It's like if it calls for 350, I need to set it to 300. That's just how it is. Welcome to New York City apartment living. Most things are just gonna be broken most of the time. Okay, so this goes in the oven at 375 for 10 to 12 minutes, and then we can remove the pie weights. How's our cream cheese doing? Could be softer, but we have to wait for the tart crust to cool anyway. Oh, butter is definitely soft though, so that's good. Oh, I'm so close to the lens, I'm sorry. We have to wait for the tart to cool before we can put anything in it, so I'll probably wait to make the chocolate mousse until the tart comes out of the oven, and hopefully the cream cheese will be ready by then. Oh, I also forgot to show you guys, if you care to see, the pizza dough that I made, because Sundays are pizza night in this household, so I also made, I guess it's just a King Arthur day. I made the King Arthur crispy cheesy pan pizza dough, and look at that. Well, just deflated a little bit because I'm moving it around, but there's bubbles in there. It is gassy, it's ready to go. It's gonna be so good. So we'll be making some deep dish tonight. Timer has gone off so we can check on our crust. Definitely smells good. Oh my gosh, I have to bring you guys close because there's quite literally a puddle of butter. Not sure if you can see that. There's also some cracks. Oh my goodness. Should I throw this back in? No, I think it'll be fine because it probably needs to dry out, right? Okay, I'm gonna take the beans out. Okay, bringing y'all back to see. So it is very buttery. It is starting to get a little brown. Some of that is shadow. It's not cooked as much as it probably is turning out on camera, but definitely some cracks. I'm gonna wait to fix the cracks until after it's done. Wow, I am a little shocked at, oh, I forgot how much it was zoomed in. I'm truthfully a little shocked about how not so great this is turning out. Entertainment value for the video, I don't know, whatever, okay. Let's put her back in. It says 6 to 8 minutes. I'm gonna go for 8. Oh my gosh, the butter's pouring out the bottom. Oh my god, I just need to put this back in. Oven's also at 400, hello. I'm panicking. I'm gonna do 8 minutes, but I'll check on it soon. What can go wrong with the chocolate mousse? You know, at the end of the day, even if the tart fails, I can still just have chocolate mousse and strawberries, which sounds just as delectable. So I am so tired, but we are gonna finish this tart. Tart shell, tart crust has come out of the oven. It's sitting in a puddle of butter, but this is what we're working with. There are some holes in it, which I would normally patch, but this also isn't getting baked again since it's just chocolate mousse. And chocolate mousse is like thick, so I think it should be fine. It doesn't look pretty, but smells delicious, as you can probably imagine. Now it is time to make the chocolate mousse, which is very exciting. I can't wait to eat it. And you know what's funny? I went to Trader Joe's earlier this week to get supplies, and I bought this giant ass £1+ dark chocolate bar because I was like, oh, I'm making chocolate mousse, I'll need chocolate, not realizing that I did indeed have a full Baker's semi-sweet chocolate bar that's the exact amount that I need. So I'm just gonna explain what we have to do and then we'll get right into it, because if I've learned anything from making videos like this, I'm bad at talking and making and cooking and baking all at the same time. So I think the first thing we have to do is whip the heavy whipping cream, get it to stiff peaks. Then at some point gotta melt the chocolate, so I have a double boiler situation set up. I put the sugar in there, the vanilla, eventually put the cream cheese and the chocolate in as well, whip it all together. The only thing about this recipe that I'm straying from is they call for almond extract, and I did that last time, and it wasn't bad. I'm just not an almond extract kind of girl. So I'm only gonna do vanilla extract, but otherwise, that's pretty much it. So it looks a little, there's a lot going on on this countertop right now. Again, the perks of living in New York City with a small apartment. This is what we're doing. I'm gonna reposition the camera and we can get started. Okay, so my camera died. So while that's charging, I'm obviously can't really stop the process of baking, so we're already very much in it. The chocolate has finished melting. Next, I'm going to, I think, add it to our cream cheese sugar mixture. Okay, so it says, add the melted chocolate to the cream cheese mixture and beat to combine. Scrape the bowl, then fold in the whipped cream mixture to the chocolate, until evenly blended, and then we can put it into our sad little tart. And then I'm gonna be topping it with some sliced strawberries and almonds. Okay, I brought this into natural lighting so you can get the full effect, but look at how delicious that is. I wish I could share this with all of you. Obviously, I've tasted it. It tastes so good. Also, update on the sourdough, there isn't much of an update. It's grown, but not much, so I don't know. We'll talk about that in a second, but good God, I could eat this whole bowl right now. Okay, still on my phone. Actually, this angle ain't that bad. Lighting still sucks, but doing what we can. So we have the finished tart. You saw a better angle of it before, so I'm not gonna try to show it to you beautifully now because I'm probably gonna drop it. She came out very well, all things considered. I'm happy with the outcome. Last time I made this tart, I'm quite sure I did like the exact same design. I don't know, I'm just not that creative. And I think it looks very nice. So I'm gonna put this in the fridge for, I'm not sure how long. I'm probably not gonna be eating it anytime soon anyway, even though I would love to because I know it's gonna taste so good. But I'm gonna let this set up in the fridge. I'll try to check back in when I go to cut it and eat it and try it. And I can tell you right now, it's going to be delicious, but it will definitely be interesting to see what the crust looks like and if I'm able to like get it out of the tart pan, since the crust didn't go like all the way up the sides, but I still put the chocolate mousse all the way to the edges. You know what? Again, as long as it tastes good, I don't care what she looks like. I'm not serving this to anyone fancy, just me and my boyfriend. As far as the sourdough goes, how long has it been? I mean, it's 2 o'clock now, and I think I fed it at like 10 a.m. So it's been a handful of hours, and like it has grown, but not as much as I would have liked it to by now. I'm very tired and I need a nap, so I don't know, maybe I'll sleep for a little bit, and then when I wake up, if it's grown a lot more, like I'll go ahead and make it. If not, I might just put it in the fridge and then check back tomorrow, and maybe it will have grown and expanded and produced a lot more gas by then, just slowly in the fridge, and then I can start the whole process tomorrow. So I'm not sure how much of that I will be like doing specifically for this video. I'll be making sourdough at some point, so I'll insert a picture here or clips or something so you can see what it looks like. So assuming that this may be the last talking portion of this video, I will close it out here and then insert some clips of cutting into this later or immediately after this for you so you can see it. If you stuck around to hang out with me while I baked today, thank you so much for watching. I hope you were either able to relax and enjoy the video, bake along with me, watch this while you're cleaning your house on a Sunday, whatever it is. I appreciate you being here. So if you like this video, give it the thumbs up. If you want, I'll see you next time.